Step on the mic, cool head, no drama. Beat in my chest, steel plates like armor. Hands on the clock, say push it a bit faster. Crowd on the bounce, I'm student and master. I am the heavyweight father. Call me the gaffer, I set the road every charter. Wordplay crisp, give rivals no quarter. Bell rings, job done, they're asking for me after.
What's going on with Saudi Arabia? It does feel like it's got a bit quiet. Maybe we're coming over the other side of the peak, because when you're looking at the end of year schedule, I was expecting more. Even this year, we've managed to still not achieve AJ versus Fury. Ngannou versus Wilder would have been a great storyline fight. Usyk versus Parker. It feels like pay-per-view is rife again. Now, don't get me wrong. We have got some good fights, I am aware. Wardley versus Parker, obviously nothing to do with Saudi Arabia. That's exciting. Obviously, looks like Fabio is going to lose, and the good times are coming to an end. But that's a conversation for another day. Don't get me wrong, this year we had the best fight card ever to exist, and I was lucky enough to go to it. Bivol versus Beterbiev of 2, and February 22nd. The undercard of that made it perfect. The main event made it perfect, even with Daniel Dubois pulling out because he knew that he was going to lose to Parker. It was a top fight card, probably one of the best ones I've been to. However, I feel like we're missing something for the end of year chapter. I really enjoyed the Terence Crawford and Canelo fight, but it's getting confusing. Where is Saudi Arabia going? I know they're working with everyone because no one can work with each other, but what's the plan here? Are we going to either bin the belts and join UFC, Dana White, become a super team, potentially ruin the fighters' careers with like the amount of money they could earn? However, I would argue the amount of respect they earn and fame would probably counteract that, and there is a big argument that they probably are earning too much money, because if they weren't earning too much money, they'd be fighting each other, and we can't seem to get Fury to fight AJ for any sum of money. Couldn't get Wilder to fight AJ for any sum of money. So obviously they've been paid too much. But we do still want Saudi Arabia to stick around. They've got Turkey in charge, who I really like. I think he's pretty much like Dana White now. He's like that kind of character. He's just in there. But when you're looking at this stuff, like, why have we got Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. too? I know the first fight was good, and you know what? Thank God the first fight was good, because it was a bore fest the whole lead up to it. The steroids was an exhausting chapter to go through. Simon Jordan always moaning about it. I was glad that we got a good fight and it was over. But no, we've got that. It seems like the undercards are really slacking. I remember they were rubbish a lot of the time beforehand, but even on an AJ card, you'd still get Boazzi, you'd still get an Okoli, even though we never want to see Okoli fight again. The only person I want to see Okoli fight is Ajit, just so Ajit can get rid of him, but that's another story. But when you're looking at these fights that we've had this year, so we've had the Terence Crawford and Canelo fight, which was great. We've had the Riyadh card in Saudi, which was great. The Dillian White, Moses the Timer card, it was a bit hit and miss. I'm glad I didn't travel for that one. Moses is another one, maybe he'll get them to stick around, but we'll soon see what that story would tell. We've had that Grand Prix, that was good, but felt a bit long to keep an eye on it, but it was good when they had the heavyweights and stuff. Problem is, just DAZN and their subscription prices do my head in. I'm glad Turkey sometimes streams this stuff. But when you're looking at the fights we've got to look forward to, we've got the final, the Grand Prix, we've got the David Benavidez versus Anthony Yard, which I'll be honest, there is a lot of good fights on that. I'm excited for Arthur versus the Dion Nicholson, just because Arthur's crazy. Jesse Rodriguez, I'm excited for that fight as well. So Devin Haney, not excited for that fight, no one is. And then we've got the Samurai card in Japan for all the fighters from there, which I guess is okay, but often the lighter fighters don't really do it for me. Inoue is good, but I haven't been keeping track of all the Japanese fighters. But I just feel like we've missed some big superstar fights, and really, this is what we want the Turkey and Saudi Arabia to be here for. Solid cards, solid fights. Don't get me wrong, there have been some good sleeper fights like Fabio Wally versus Justin Hooney. That was great, but obviously Riyadh season wasn't involved in that. But the undercards for Queensbury, they're diabolical. If Saudi goes and these undercards keep happening the way they are, we're in trouble, because no one's going to watch it. And this is why we need to have an understanding of what the actual game plan is here, because we should be much further on, I think, by now. Hoping the next steps would be like get rid of WBC, Mauricio Sullivan, the Anthony Joshua kind of situation. What do you do with him? Big AJ fan, but getting beat by Daniel Dubois was pretty horrific. If you can't fight Fury, do we get an AJ Dubois rematch? Because look at Usyk knocking out Dubois. It just shows you that if you get him on the back foot and you don't let him go for you could win. However, AJ on that night, he just didn't even come and show up. He was like late to the arena. We were waiting around for ages, and then Dubois, he was the same for Usyk. So it's like, hang on a second, AJ did that to Dubois, and then Dubois made that same mistake. Like, I really enjoy Usyk, but he should really be only fighting Ajit Caballero or Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker earned the right to fight him the most, I think, because Daniel Dubois knew he was going to get beat by Joe as well, so he didn't bother fighting him in Riyadh. But I don't think Joseph's going to win that fight. I don't think many people think Joseph's going to win that fight. Ajit is the one that I think could win that fight, but I don't think Usyk's going to stick around. And Ajit hasn't got a crazy name. He is well known for being on the Riyadh season cards, but is he well known by the public? Don't think so. So we're in a sticky situation. I mean, I've got some dream matchups, but ultimately I don't want them to go away. Like, I went over there, you think what you think, but when you go over there, it's like a futuristic city out of Star Wars. Entertainment everywhere, food from all over the world, great drinks, obviously not alcoholic, but great drinks in general. You have the football over there. They just got everything's happening at once over there. And I think if you ever get an opportunity, don't listen to all the critics. Get over there, because it was buzzing. I mean, we had people there that were cheering for Zhang from China. There were people from Uzbekistan. There were people from Saudi. I mean, it was a real worldwide kind of atmosphere that night. So everyone should go over and get that opportunity. But these cards aren't looking great, man. I think I'd like to see a bit more. Like I said, my dream fights, it's got to be AJ Fury, Francis Ngannou versus Wilder. But only because, could you imagine the storyline? Ngannou beat Fury and then got robbed. Then he got knocked out by AJ, who Fury ducked for life and money. And then he knocked out Wilder. So out of the three people we wanted to see fight back in the day, who two of them wouldn't fight AJ, for bad management, bad decisions, just being greedy, trying to block him out, network issues. Really dark days with boxing. They owed us them fights and they didn't give them. So yeah, I'd love Ngannou to come out there and knock Wilder out. To be honest, it's one of my favourite fights. And then Ajit versus Usyk. I think that's the way to go. We've got a lot of good heavyweight fighters. Like if you look at the heavyweight top 10, who have we got? It's a scam really, because they put Michael Hunter at number 10 and he's only there because they're going to put him against Moses Atoma surely. Filip Hrgovic, he has been pretty entertaining. I mean, given that, I thought he was boring, but he has got somewhat entertaining in these last fights, which has been incredible. Fury's at number 7. He's not going to fight anyone apart from AJ or a hairdresser. Lawrence Okoye's number 5. I've got no exciting fights really to watch Lawrence Okoye in. I just want to see Ajit or someone beat him up. One as well, because he's talking mad stuff about fighting AJ, and I thought AJ got him into it, but you never know. Well, they've got Ajit at number 2 and Joseph Parker at number 4 on BoxRec. That's crazy. Daniel Dubois, he's got a fight coming up, which I'm quite excited for. There's loads that could happen. There's loads that could happen in every division. This is why it's not right. It's not right that we're not getting some good fights on the go. We need to get Bivol in there with Better BF. That would be a good fight. Bivol and Crawford. I saw someone mention that. That would be incredible. Apparently AJ is going to be fighting Fury in January. Turkey said in an interview, but do we know if that's real? So, really, do I think it's over? No. Do I think they're invested as much as they was? No, because obviously we've lost AJ now. We've lost Fury now. Usyk is a star, but is not like, I don't know. I think Usyk's a star. But I don't know if he's bringing in the numbers they're bringing in. He just kind of come in and robbed the bank, which you got to respect. It's crazy. Exactly what Terence Crawford just did to Canelo. So really our hopes for the next superstars are Moses. Could AJ do a comeback again? I'm really not believing it as much as I did before. Terence Crawford, but he's not going to be around for long. He's old, so we just need to get him in some good fights. Even some MMA versus boxers. I'm up for it. Alex Potan Piera against AJ. I don't know. Let him kick. Let's get some crazy big fights on the go. Spectacles. None of this one good fight, rubbish undercard. Because if that good fight fails, then that's it. We've just had a rubbish card. So we need to get... We've got so many good names in boxing now. We can be making these cards a lot better. Uncle Frank, Eddie Hearn, Turkey, Dana White. Between these guys, we should be having an incredible next 3 years. Let's see how this turns out. But it does feel like we're having a bit of a fall down the other side. Let me know. Leave your comments in the comment section. I'm going to be making loads of videos. Going to be doing some gaming stuff, MMA, boxing, world events. Really just see where the channel takes me. But subscribe, like, and I'll see you next time.
Step on the mic, cool head, no drama. Beat in my chest, steel plates like armor. Hands on the clock, say push it a bit faster. Crowd on the bounce, I'm student and master. I am the heavyweight father. Call me the gaffer, I set the rope every charter. Wordplay crisp, give rivals no quarter. Bell rings, job done, they're asking for me after.